Let me just say, as talented as Deshaun Watson is, I just don't think that his offer, if anything does happen, is just going to be even more than what the Rams gave up for Stafford. I mean, he's going to set the bar should something happen during free agency before the start of the 2021 season. And so far, we've seen that Peyton will not budge and will not bet the farm in terms of, going out there. Because, like I said, as talented as Watson is, one single player like that alone, I don't believe will be enough to turn this team around and, go contend with the Chiefs or anybody else in our division. Our division is getting stronger, but they're not getting stronger by going out there. And that's early to say because the Raiders can go out and do something dumb still, but they're trying to get better piece by piece. And I think that that's how Denver needs to congregate and empower and better themselves piece by piece instead of going all in on one piece and hoping for the best.
Hard disagree. Deshaun Watson is a generational player. It's not even close. Like if you were to redraft, I think Nick Kendall said it. If you were to redraft all the players in the NFL right now, it would go Patrick Mahomes and then Deshaun Watson. And like what you'd have to give up for him, first of all, we'd have to pay him. If we traded for him, have to pay $10 million the first year. You can still re-sign Justin Simmons and like front load it or be creative with it like the Chiefs did. So you could keep him. And if you're comparing Shelby Harris to anything Deshaun Watson could do for your team, it's not even buy Shelby Harris. Like I don't even care. You're getting Deshaun Watson for 15 years. I mean, of that level of play. And when we barely lost to the Chiefs last year and the Raiders the first Raiders game was not good, but it's almost like someone threw 4 interceptions. I mean, it's just like it's just a crazy argument for me. It's like if you want to give away 4 first-round picks, fine, that's fine. If you're in the bottom end of the first round every year, who cares? Like especially drafts like this where it's way deeper in the later of the first and then on than it is in the top of the first. It's not even a question for me. If you can get him, get him.
Yeah, I heard I've seen a couple things where the starting offer for Watson, I think the Texans are looking for 2 firsts, a second, and then a player is like minimum what you're going to have to put in. I'm okay with that. I definitely think there's a cutoff of like, okay, that's too much. But like Glenn, you had texted me this morning, and I think I said 3 firsts, 2 or 3 seconds, Locke and Miller, I think is what I'd give up. But I mean, we don't even know if we're going to get Vaughn back. Number one, I mean, with his contract, they could drop him, they could trade him, they could restructure him. I mean, we didn't have him last year, and yeah, it was definitely a drop off, but we can survive without him.
Okay, let me ask this question. Let me ask this question. Name one player on that team who is like you wouldn't get rid of no matter what on the Broncos if we brought in Deshaun Watson?
Sutton.
Okay, great. Well, then you have Jerry Jeudy. You still have KJ Hamler. You still have this other young core.
You said one.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying you could get rid of literally anybody on that team, one player that you're like, that you're just like, I don't want to get rid of. And you still have Deshaun Watson, who made everyone on his team look amazing. Like last year they had Will Fuller was their number 1 receiver. Name their tight end. Like, you know what I mean? Like he elevates the team.
How dare you put us on the spotlight?
He was leading the league in passing yards last year without DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Like here's my 4 first-round picks. I don't care. Like we will be in contention every year.
Like if we're giving up draft picks, like sell the farm, I don't care. But like if we're talking like starting to get into Chubb. Well, I don't want to get rid of Chubb and not have Miller. That would be stupid. I don't want to give up, Sutton. My thing is like if we can get Watson with what we have on offense, that would I don't want to give up offensive players other than Drew Lock.
Yeah, but there has to be a balance. Like we didn't draft him, right? So that's the problem. Right. We didn't draft him, and you have to get you want a QB of that caliber. You have to give up something to get him. There has to be some type of to give and get for it. I mean, unless you want to start digging and trying to find something of that caliber, which good luck because it doesn't come around very often.
but they're from what I understand, they're looking for defensive starters. So here's the point: if the trade gets made early enough, you don't think that with the offensive weapons, a line that's better than people think they are, and Deshaun Watson as quarterback, that we're not going to be able to attract free agents that could fill in those gaps really quickly, especially with some of the contracts that we have that are disappearing. I do have to mention that with Kareem Jackson, the guy's a genius. I mean, he's creating another year of his own employment.
I think they were saying like if Denver gets Deshaun, then Kareem Jackson goes in the Ring of Fame or something.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
I understand you used to play with him and you're your homies and everything, but you might not be here. So
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
now I see what
That would be ice cold to cut him after hand delivering.
That's what could happen if the Broncos were to land somebody like that. They're going to have to start trimming around and try to save some cap room to start paying for a contract of his caliber as the
But again,
money.
We have a lot of cap space. Like cap space and money for Deshaun Watson is not the issue.
No, it's not.
What we have to give up for him. So
yeah,
I still think that we could go after Deshaun Watson and still sign the players that we had originally thought they would at the end of the season, because it doesn't really affect the cap that much. I mean, it will a little bit, but if you have restructure Vaughn like we were saying they were going to do anyways, still resign Shelby, sign Justin Simmons, like we still have all that cap space to do that. Plus, we have Deshaun Watson.
I just saw Kenneth Booker is said he had heard he was going to be part of the trade.
I'm trying to get to. There's so many comments in here right now. Where to go?
Deshaun Watson. Trade Deshaun Watson or Deshaun Hamilton for
on the sword for the Broncos. We will not give you up, Kenneth.
Kenneth, your stock is rising like at a massive. I think
it is. I should have invested in you like GameStop.
Deal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. What if they included Kareem Jackson in?
Oh my
God! That's perfect.
That's funny.
Oh, by the way, there is a player that Kenneth Booker talked about in his very first published article. I can't remember his name, but I did read it. And
that doesn't help.
I read the article though, but I can't remember the player's name. So you could be right on that aspect, where if the Broncos trade and they get left with like third or fourth and fifth round picks or whatever, that they can try to hopefully find some uncovered gem later on in the draft and for the near future. But that also depends on who the coach is when that comes along. If we still have our GM, if we have a new owner, I mean, there's still a lot of factors to balance out. So, but if they can work some magic, I mean.
Don't say magic around Mundungus, please.
Imagine having a quarterback like Deshaun Watson and your coach, who's also the GM, gets rid of your left tackle, and then the number one receiver in the league.
Oh my God!
It's just like, no, we don't need you. It's fine.
And then said, but we got you, David Johnson, on the downside of his.
Yeah, we got you, David Johnson and Brandon Cooks. Cool. Not even the first round pick.
Brandon Cooks is like the hot potato of the NFL. It's unbelievable.